Okay, I'll take a break. You want me to take a break? I'm only taking a break because you want me to take a break. Otherwise, I keep going. Good girl. Good girl.
Hi, I'm Patrick Nyland, and since I turned 15, I've been posting about my writing journey all over the internet. Back then, I was certain by the time I turned 18, I'd be a published author. Now, here I am at age 22 with no written works to my name. It's kind of crazy how fast time passes by. It's time I changed that. I graduated college about a month ago, and I have not been that productive with that time. Sure, I've done a challenge here, written a short story there, but I haven't been as productive as I would like to be. More importantly, I haven't been consistent with any of my writing goals, or any of my goals in general. Now, I have been applying to jobs with some varying levels of success. Hello, I'm here to interview for the position of junior developer. All right, I'm going to start you off with this exam to see how much HTML you know. Actually, I've never used HTML. I mentioned it in my cover letter, but I've only used it one time creating a video game, and a lot of that was just using code snippets. However, I am very willing to learn. No problem, just take the test, do your best. We want to know how you think. Okay, that's the best I can do. I filled it out using my knowledge in other languages. Oh, buddy, these answers are all wrong. It's like you don't know HTML at all. Yeah, I told you that before I took the exam. Did you not believe me? I don't know, but clearly you're not the type of candidate we're looking for right now. So that's it? You're not even going to interview me? Listen, you lied on your resume. You said you were proficient in HTML. No, my resume says I'm proficient in C and Python, which I am. In my cover letter, I mentioned I used HTML once. Did you not even read it? Listen, I have other candidates to interview. Thank you for wasting our time. You're welcome. But until I land one, I have all the free time in the world to finally write my book. And that's what I'm going to do in this video series. Yesterday, after rereading some of the short stories in Operation Arc, I decided to fully start over and clean the slate. From there, I spent all day taking notes on how I want to rewrite the series. And now it's around 8:30 p.m. on June 3rd, and I'm going to start rewriting this project from scratch. Only this time, I plan on finishing and publishing Operation Arc as you all as my witnesses. This series can go a few months or it can go a few years, who knows?
Rick and Morty forever and forever 100 years. Rick and Morty some things. Me and Rick and Morty and running around and...
What I do know is this. Today is the beginning of a new writing streak. Every day I'll be vlogging my progress, both of my writing goals and some of my other goals, such as fitness and reading. I'm trying to read every night before I go to bed instead of doom scrolling on my phone. During these writing vlogs, I'll try to give you a little bit about what I'm currently working on and talk about some of my other side projects and plans. And on every Sunday, I'll be posting that vlog to hold myself accountable. There are going to be some weeks where my word count total is really high, there'll be other weeks where it's going to be pretty low. Knowing myself, I expect this to be a very up and down series. But I really think posting more about my writing journey is a great way to hold myself more accountable, and it might inspire me to write more consistently. At the very least, I finally have some sort of posting schedule on YouTube instead of sporadically posting random videos in the late hours of the night. So yeah, thank you for being along for the ride. Let's get writing. So it is 4:20 a.m. on June 4th. Yeah, I know. I really need to fix my sleep schedule here. I started writing around 10:30 last night and I just kept on going through the night. Obviously, I took a few breaks here and there. Right now I'm at 1860 words. I know not that much considering how long I've stayed awake, but right now I'm just trying to get back into the flow of writing. I've noticed recently it's really taken me a while to get words on the page. I have to sit here for a while. I've been finding myself rewriting scenes over and over again until I get them perfect, which isn't ideal. But anyway, the reason I'm still up is right now I'm doing this challenge for TikTok where I write one word per every follower I have every single day. And I kind of consider it one day until I fall asleep, or like at least like one writing session. You know, it's not really perfect. I started this around 10:30, but I'm gonna count this all as day one. Anyway, on TikTok right now I have 2,700 followers, so it's yeah, I'm trying to get through that before I go to bed. But at this point, my sleep schedule is really messed up. I've actually been regularly going to bed around 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, which is definitely a problem. So I might just try to stay awake all day today to kind of like reset that whole process. I tried to do that a couple times already. I just end up going to sleep around 7 a.m. and then just making the whole thing worse. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, for that challenge, I have to write around 1,000 more words to finish my writing for today. And then later on today, I have to write another 27,000 words to do my writing for tomorrow. So at least I'm getting stuff done.
Alright, so that plan to pull an all-nighter to reset my sleep schedule went terribly. Shortly after I finished my writing last night, I fell asleep and I woke up now at 1:30. So yeah, my sleep schedule is pretty screwed. But I am trying to get into the habit right now of writing when I wake up. So even though it's not the morning, I'm gonna try to write now before I get out of bed. So yeah, that was me jump roping there for a time lapse. As you can guess by this segment here, on top of writing this summer, I'm also looking to lose a little weight. Right now, I'm at 222 pounds, so I'm trying to lose 2 pounds per week, which means next week my goal is to be 220 pounds. And I thought if I'm being accountable for my writing, I should also be accountable with that journey. So think of it as little side quests here on top of the writing journey. I'll have like weekly weight loss update. There's no real target weight. I just feel like I look better and feel better when I weigh a little less, and it also might help me be more productive. So yeah. Oh, geez, that just sounded like an elephant. Okay, so it's around 12:35 a.m. on June 5th. It's a good thing I wrote this morning, or I guess I should say it's a good thing I wrote last morning, yesterday morning, June 4th morning, whatever. Because yeah, I totally got distracted there for a bit. I had some things I had to do, so I couldn't quite get some of my writing goals for today done. But now it's the next day for that TikTok challenge I'm doing, so I think I have to write around 27,068 words today. I only gained like 2 or 3 followers. Also, hopefully by the end of the week, that challenge is still going on, because if not, that would be pretty pathetic. So be sure to check out my TikTok and follow below to make that challenge more difficult for me. I'm thinking tomorrow, or well, I guess later today when I wake up, if I decide to go to sleep. I'm not sure if I'm going to try to stay awake all night and try to do the reset my sleep schedule thing. It didn't work last time, but I'm basically nocturnal right now, so this is definitely not going to work long term. I'm thinking in the morning I want to kind of clean up my studio or my room, because right now when I make these videos or I make my Instagram reels or TikToks, I kind of just take all my stuff and push it to the corner that's not in screen. So right now I'm just looking at all my stuff in the corner. Rigby bed, Rigby bed. Oh man, I really do look like a troll. Also, I'm so glad I have these mics now. Last year I didn't have a microphone and my air conditioner was too loud, so I'd have to turn it off and it was awful to record. And over there, and over here, and like I just think it would be easier if I just clean stuff up. Maybe make like a nicer area here so when I make these videos, it's just like more aesthetically pleasing. That's honestly one of the main reasons I haven't really done like a vlog video yet. I just feel like my life is just not like aesthetically pleasing. Like so many of these authors have like these nice visuals, like the ivy vines. Like it's just like a really nice writer setting. And my room is just blue and orange Islander fueled chaos. I will say though, so far I think this video series is actually helping me hold myself accountable to write more. I know it takes a few more minutes to actually shoot a video before I actually start writing, or set up a camera and do a time lapse while I'm writing. But yeah, I definitely think it's helping so far. I know it doesn't sound like much, but once I touch the keyboard, I'm gonna have a 3-day writing streak, which for me is unfortunately a long time. Hopefully, especially with the TikTok challenge, this writing streak lasts a lot longer than like 5 days. Now that I have a writing streak going, I think I also want to try to get into the habit of reading every night before I go to sleep instead of watching hours of reels. I think I mentioned that before. But yeah, starting tonight, I'm going to try to read just one chapter before I go to bed on the Kindle, so I'm not holding the phone to kind of tempt me to watch like one last video. So yeah, I'm going to try to read a chapter on my Kindle, see how that goes. I don't even know what I'm going to try to read. Maybe I'll try to finish Hyperion again. It's strange. I've tried to read Hyperion twice, and both times I've gotten like a quarter of the way into it, and I've gotten really into the book. And then for some reason, I've just put it down. So I'm going to try to start working on that. It's around 1:30 on June 6th. What's new? What can I say? I'm a night owl. Although hopefully today there's an opportunity to just fix up my sleep schedule since I have to be awake in the morning. So that's just more of a reason to just not go to sleep. Just set this right. I don't have to worry about waking up either, because if I do fall asleep, my dad will just wake me up over and over again until I get up. So the good news, the reason I have to be up tomorrow is I have to watch Loki, so tomorrow's writing vlog content will be Loki themed. Which also probably means I will not be getting any writing done. So I have to get some writing done tonight. That way I finish with that TikTok challenge today. Also, I've noticed when I stay up too late, the writing juices just flow down the drain. I'm definitely being way more productive doing this video series, though. Also, with the TikTok challenge on top of it,
where I think I have to write 2,772 words tomorrow. Those words are definitely adding up. I also have a second channel that's dedicated to game development content, so I do want to make some game development content tonight. But I think I want to get the writing done first because I've been really proud of how these short stories have been coming out so far. So a little bit more about Operation Ark. Operation Ark is basically a series of short stories that takes place after a nuclear apocalypse where humans are living in space stations to survive and preserve the race. At least that's how the space stations or arcs were presented to them when they signed up to join them. In reality, a lot of them are genetic testing facilities. So a lot of the short stories about humans dealing with the horrors taking place in these space stations where there's no escape. I've really been in love with this idea for a while, but I've struggled to express it on the page. But this time, I just wrote the short story that's supposed to be the prologue, and then the short story for the first chapter, and they both look brilliant. After I wrote the ending for the one that's supposed to be the first chapter, I had goosebumps. I say the first chapter, but in reality, all of them will be shuffled once I'm finished writing them. It's funny too, because I've always talked about how I don't really like prologues, and I have actually skipped a lot of prologues in reading in the past. Meanwhile, my book is going to have a prologue. And the reason I have a prologue mainly is I needed a short story that can kind of show what's happening in all different parts of this world I'm building up in this story. In most of the short stories, I have a rule where I stick to one location, whether that be planet Earth, Mars, or one of the arcs, or a different space vessel. All of them take place in one location and kind of focus on one character mainly for the most part. And while I'm not giving too many details, the short story for the prologue doesn't really fit that narrative. Yeah, so on top of writing another short story and making content for my game dev channel, I kind of want to clean up my room and make it a better place to film. Everywhere I film, there's always stuff behind me. I wish my desk was more organized and just also more decorated so I could feel more inspired. So I'm not going to move any furniture around, but I do want to kind of change the layout of stuff, what's displayed. Part of me really wants to do that stuff now, but in reality, I probably should write first while the juices are still fresh in my head. I mean, I can reorganize my room when I'm half asleep, but writing really takes a lot of effort. But yeah, I guess I'll write first and then do the game development stuff, and then from there, set up the room, and hopefully it looks good. Quickly with the game development stuff, I'm not going to be really posting about that on this channel because that's not really the focus of this vlog series, at least. The whole point of this vlog series is to document my journey from starting this version of Operation Ark to hopefully eventually publishing it. That being said, I do have a couple planned future game development projects that do have to do with writing, and I will be posting about those on this channel. One of them is I want to create a text-based story horror game, so I'll definitely be posting about the writing side on this channel at some point. And then secondly, and I think this one is way more exciting, at some point I'm going to be creating a writer simulator video game. So if you have any ideas for a writing simulator video game, be sure to let me know in the comments. I'm waiting to do that one until I'm a little bit more competent as a game developer. That way I can really make some of the features that you guys mentioned come to life. But yeah, enough talking. Let's get writing. Are you upset because I was on my computer? Come. Come. Good girl, Loki. Okay, I'll take a break. You want me to take a break? I'm only taking a break because you want me to take a break. Otherwise, I keep going. Good girl. Good girl. Friday, June 7th, around 6:30. As you can see, I did not rearrange all the stuff in my room yet. I'm going to get to that eventually, but that didn't happen the other night. Fortunately, the writing streak is still going strong. I have to get around 3,000 words done now because also the other night I didn't film my game dev video
So I have to catch up on that tonight. So I want to get the writing done early. That way I can just focus tonight on that other stuff. Now that I think of it, I also want to write a script for a YouTube video. For a while, I've really wanted to do a video on how to write humor. I haven't done it because I felt kind of nervous about the video not being funny. Because if you're talking about writing humor, there's a little pressure there to have an entertaining video. Thinking of starting with like a Jerry Seinfeld style stand-up where I stand up and talk about some funny things about writing. So yeah, that's gonna go pretty bad. It's probably gonna take like a million takes. Yeah, I kind of want to finish the script for that. Kind of really think about how I write humor in my writing because I feel like that's something that I just do pretty naturally. I should have written this morning, but my computer was just dead, so that just ruined that. Since I started this vlog, I have done a really good job of writing every day, like writing a good amount every day and also writing quality words every day. So that's pretty cool. Some of the short stories I've been writing for Operation Arc have been better than others. The one I'm writing right now, though, is a lot of fun. It's about a space station that has not enough life support to support the entire population. And the story is about the council that gets together and discusses who should live and who should die, basically. And they end up making a decision on how to decide that. It's dark, I know. It's funny. One of the things I've actually thought about when working on this series is originally every single short story I planned had some gruesome or dark ending, some ending that made you question humanity or fate or God or something. And I realized if every single story ends in that dark way, the reader's going to expect it. And it's just kind of not going to be as good when the ending is revealed. So one thing I've been working on is actually incorporating some more happier or some more optimistic endings to some of these stories. That way, when I hit you with one of the dark endings, it has more of a punch. I know, I'm a monster. Anyway, let's get writing. That writing session lasted about a good 3 minutes.
In front of me is all the meat from an entire Wagyu cow, and next to me is ramen, a 10 times...
Excuse the hair, I just rolled out of bed. Also, excuse the mess behind me. I have still yet to do that whole room reset up thing that I talked about before. I'll get to it eventually. Maybe I'll get to it today because it is around 10:30 on June 8th, and I've already written my 3,000 words for the day. I woke up at 6 a.m. for some reason today, and I was just on a roll. When I talk about wanting to wake up in the morning and write early in the morning, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's awesome. Now it's early, and I can already go on and get on with the rest of my day, and no matter what I already wrote, I can go clean up my room. I can do none of that, but the point is I already wrote today. Which is actually good because I don't know if I talked about it before, but I want to have these vlogs coming out every single Sunday. On top of having a writing schedule, I also really want to have a little bit more of a content schedule, which means having already written this morning, I have plenty of time to finish filming this video, edit it up, and that way it's out at a reasonable hour on Sunday. We'll see how consistent I am with the Sunday uploads, but I'm going to really try hard to upload every Sunday. For the rest of my content, I'm going to try to find another day that I'm also consistently posting. I haven't really come up with that date yet, but I will keep you up to date on that. The next video is definitely going to either be, I'm thinking about doing a video where I compare writing by hand to writing on my computer. I don't know if I want to do that one yet because right now I've done a really good job of sticking to my work in progress and making a lot of progress towards completing that. A lot of times when I do these writing challenges, I end up jumping between different projects just to keep on writing. And right now with this TikTok challenge and this vlog series, I've done a really good job of just sticking to my work in progress. So far, I've already written 15,000 words this week for the project, which I started at the beginning of this vlog. So that's amazing. I'm making great progress. We'll see how long I can actually keep up that pace, but for now, I'm just gonna ride with it. So the video that's more likely is the video I talked about the other day where I want to talk about how to write comedy. With the meme page and all the funny short stories I try to write here and there, I feel like I'm a good person to kind of talk about how to write comedy even though I don't have anything published, which is always a big concern for me. I know a lot of you always want me to give more advice videos because you like my personality, the way I present the information. But at the end of the day, I don't think I'm the most qualified person to give advice on a lot of topics when it comes to writing because I haven't finished my book yet. Maybe that will end by the end of this vlog series. But yeah, right now it's a nice day, so I'm probably going to jump in the pool for a bit, and then I'm going to work on my script for that YouTube video. And then maybe later get back to writing or clean this room. If the room isn't done in this video, it'll be what I do next video. You know what it is? I have such an idea for what I want to do with the room, but there's so much stuff where I don't know where to put it, and I'm not really good at throwing stuff out, so I don't know. I gotta figure stuff out. But the sun's peeking out right now, so I gotta go jump in that pool. I mean, I already wrote this morning. I earned it.
Delivery from Young. The sweeper is fouled back by Arthur. Well, if we're looking for a trip
So I wrote about another 1,000 words, putting me at 4,000 words for the day. So really good day. I also finished writing the script for that YouTube video. I'll probably rewrite a bit of that, but I also don't count words I write for scripts as words I write in the day. It's just easier for me to keep track how much I'm working on my actual projects if I just separate stuff like that. But yeah, it's been a really productive day. As you can see, the sun is still out for a few more minutes, so I have more time. But I'm thinking I'm going to reward myself for being so good, not just today, but also this week. I don't know if I'm gonna write any more before the end of this vlog, before the end of this video, but I've already written like 16,000 words this week, and this is the best week I've had by far. So I definitely want to reward myself. So yeah, the Stanley Cup Finals is starting in a couple minutes. If you can't tell by my room colors, I am a huge Islander fan. So I'm just super happy the Rangers were eliminated last round, so now I can just enjoy a round of hockey without worrying about my friends torturing me for years to come about the Rangers winning a Stanley Cup. So yeah, I'm gonna go downstairs, watch that, maybe play a little VR. I might write a little bit more after that, probably not. But I'll do like a final recap a bit later. And then after that, I'll stay up super late editing this video so it can be out tomorrow so you guys can watch it. I hope you guys have enjoyed this vlog so far. I know a lot of it has been me just sitting around my room, showing my writing habits, that type of stuff. But in the future weeks, I do plan on doing more stuff, taking the camera around. I thought it'd be a good idea to kind of start small since, I'm not used to making vlog type content and then scale up. This is definitely something I'm gonna keep on doing because it's working to help me motivate myself to write. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about reporting my progress to a camera, but it's working. So I'm gonna keep on doing it. And I think it's a really fun idea to go through this progress from day one towards me bringing this book towards publication, hopefully. I really hope that's how this ends. I guess you'll have to keep tuning in to find out.
So my final word count for this week is 14,776, which is great. I just started working on Operation Arc from scratch this week, and I'm already at 15,000 words. A great head start. In total, those words are split amongst 6 stories. In the future, I do want to experiment with stories being longer and shorter, but for now, they're all about the same length. Some of them are better than others, but I'm proud of a lot of the stories I wrote this week. On top of writing a lot of words, I've written a lot of quality words. My writing streak is officially at 6 days and going strong. Hopefully I can grow that going into next week. I'm really excited to continue this series. Let me know what you thought of this video in the comments. If you think there's anything I can improve, be sure to let me know. I'll try to improve it next week. Again, I'm still learning how to vlog, so any tips are very helpful. If you haven't already, please be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out. To finish this video off, I've been talking all week about how I want to write in the morning and read at night. So what better way to end this video than to read a few pages before bed and start some sort of reading challenge that hopefully carries on to next week.
Yeah, the late night reading is gonna need a little bit of work. Scratch that. It's gonna need a lot of work.